welcome to Suikoden 5. You guys doing alright today? How's everybody doing? Alright, so basically we are pretty much picking up where we left off, which was in the invasion of Doraat. And in the story, in essence, we are trying to take Doraat back from the Queen's Knights, from Zahak and Alenia, who have the prince's sister, Limslia, under their control. So we're going to go do that. And when I left off, I was about to go through the main invasion, but I'm actually going to backtrack slightly because I want to see if I can pick up some treasure. Apparently there is a bunch of treasure that I can get while I'm in here. I don't think I have to get it now, but I do want to grab it if I can in order to basically to try to get as much goodies as I can while I'm here. And I've got a strong party in place, so I'm not really worried about necessarily getting into any trouble. I pretty much picked the best party I could find, in essence, to go about doing this. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, I guess. And then, well, there we go. Go ahead and dump a cluster on them. Hey, Pokemon, how's it going? Good to see you. I noticed that you were talking a little bit in the shout box earlier. I have to admit, when I was getting things ready a little bit earlier, I was having some trouble getting some of the technical issues set up. It's, I guess, a usual thing. I seem to be having all sorts of technical problems whenever I try to set these streams up. But the weirdest thing was, for whatever reason, Twitch would not let me change the title of broadcast because I had streamed Final Fantasy 15 a few days earlier, and then when I get on here to try to switch things around for this, it really wouldn't let me do it. So that's a little bit odd. I don't quite understand why it was so ornery. But fortunately, it did end up getting fixed up, so we're good to go.
Mueller, did you see that?
Now, let's see, trying to follow a walkthrough here to get everything that I can, but it's a little tough to figure out exactly where I'm supposed to be going. Alright, from where I started, I guess when it says southeast, it meant down this way. But are you doing well, Pokemon? Are you having a good day? I know you mentioned you had gotten back from school relatively recently. Oh, well, I guess these encounters are going to be the same song and dance in here, so what I might end up doing is just leaning on Xeris' star rune to wipe these guys out, and then when I need to attack with her to refill her magic, I'll do that. But not too much really as far as all of these go. Xeris is so incredibly overpowered. I kind of feel, well, a little bad for using her, not overly much, because, well, I mean, the game basically says, hey, gives us her, I guess, her magical power, so I have no hesitation in using it. It's not exploiting the game or anything of that ilk, so I don't really have any problems doing anything with it. I do have to wonder, though, how much inventory space do I have? Because I've been getting a lot of these paintings recently, so... Okay, here we go. This is where we're supposed to go. Oop, wrong one. No, back. Okay. Oh, crap, I got a lot of paintings, eh? Well, I guess I've got some appraising to do whenever I get done. Alright, now... That's the one of the issues I guess I have. I wouldn't really call it an issue per se, but one of the things that seems to be a little unwieldy about the game at times is you can't change the camera angles at all. So if you want to try to see where you're going, it makes it just a little bit difficult. Not impossible, of course, but it does get a little ornery if you're trying to move things around. Oh, never mind. I don't need a healer. Okay. I keep forgetting I've got Murid in the entourage, which in essence means after every turn I get healed up. So I tend to forget that. I really shouldn't, but anyway. If the treasure hunting proves to be if it ends up taking too long or I can't really find where I'm going, I'll desist from it because I want to go ahead and get on with a little bit of the plot while I'm playing today. For those who are in from the Sanctuary, or really actually anybody who's in right now, probably watching me from either the Sanctuary or from the FC. Oh, hey, Duck Nuck, how you doing? Good to see you. Anybody who's in from the Sanctuary or from the FC, my apologies for not being in very much the last week or so. I am at this point in the semester right now. Oh, there we go, that works. I'm at this point in the semester that, well, things are a little bit crazy right now. So I'm grading my students' papers, actually. I've got, I think 11 of them left out of probably, I think I had 50 or so when I got them last Monday. The problem with the papers is not so much the number of them. It is normally whenever I do my papers, or whenever I get my papers, I tend to give myself 2 weeks to grade them, because otherwise it just drives me crazy, and I have, well, okay, I don't have much of a life anyway, but then I have zero free time to do anything. Unfortunately, I didn't really, when I was getting things set up for that, I don't think I realized that I was only giving myself 1 week to grade them. And I realized this probably a couple of days ago. So since then, I've been scrambling to try to get everything under control and get the papers graded. So I've not really been able to do, well, much of anything actually, outside of doing my usual, going to work, going to tutoring, going to teach, and then going somewhere else and grading papers. So, I don't know. I guess that not much of a social life will make. But it's getting toward the end of the semester. I'm actually going to be giving my finals next week. So once all that gets over with, and really, once I get the finals actually ready to go, I should have some more free time to, well, I guess not do a whole lot with, but I'll probably do some editing. I need to get some work done on the next couple of videos or so, because I'm actually, oh darn it, I thought I was going to get that treasure chest. I've got a little bit left. I'm not all that far away, actually, from the finale of Wild Arms. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to make a little bit of a teaser video in the next, probably the next 2 or 3 days. In essence, advertising when I'm going to be doing that live stream. I expect, I don't know for sure, but I expect I may end up doing that live finale probably next Tuesday evening, or afternoon, evening, thereabouts. Just so, to try to accommodate, because I know I've got a few folks watching from, well, places other than the U.S., so I want to try to do it early enough that they can watch, but not so late that, or not so early that the folks on this side of the Atlantic can't, or they're at work, or what have you. So, that's in essence what I've got planned, I guess. But Duck Nuck, I really need actually to come over and watch some of your stuff. I hadn't really had time to visit a whole lot of the folks that just came on to the Sanctuary, so I need to check your stuff out whenever I get the chance. I do kind of feel bad though, and if y'all want to weigh in on this, well, really, if you want to weigh on anything, just yak at me. But if you want to weigh in on this, just let me know. I kind of feel bad. Because, yeah, I'm a part of the Sanctuary and all that stuff, and I'd like to think I'm moderately active. But, oh, hey, yeah, it's that time of the semester for you. Are you a student, or are you a teacher, or I guess what's your place in things? But what I was going to be saying is, I kind of feel bad because I don't go by the introduction area of the forums very much. And I feel bad about that, but also, main reason why I don't go by the introduction section that much is not so much because, oh, I don't like people, blah, 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 but it's more that I don't want to go by and say, hi, welcome to the Sanctuary and such, unless I have time to actually go by and look at their content. I don't want to just go by and say, hey, well, yeah, I'll come see you sometime, and then never come by and see them. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should feel bad about that. I sort of do already anyway. But at the same time, I just don't have the time to go by and visit as many people as I'd like to, which I regret. Okay, so you mentioned you're working on your MA. What discipline are you in? I got mine in history, which I guess explains the whole me being a history teacher part. Go figure. But I got my MA, oh God, 2006 actually is when I finished my degree, and I can't believe I'm dating myself a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I've had my degree for a while, so I've been teaching ever since, in essence. All right, let's see if this will actually work decently. As it turns out, I'm sitting here looking at the FAQ that I'm using. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, what? Do you have your thesis topic yet? Are you working on any specific area, or have you not quite settled in yet with your topic and all that? I've actually got a story on that while I'm thinking about it. When I started at grad school I started in fall of 2004, and, well, let's just say I didn't really know what I was doing, suffice to say, and I come in, and I take probably my first year of classes or so. No, was it? Yeah, I guess it was my first year. Something to that effect. Anyway, so I'm in about my first year of classes or so, and I need to heal Vicky. Uh-oh. And I had no idea what I was going to do for my thesis. Not the foggiest clue in the world. So I get into what they called historian's craft. And so I'm sitting here, and the teacher, one of the more esteemed professors at the university, was sitting there asking us, talking to us about, hey, what are you planning on doing your thesis on? Or who's your major professor and all that. Well, they get to me. Everybody else, of course, has every idea in the world what they're doing. They've got their major professors and all that stuff. I didn't have a thing to say, and my professor, the lady who was leading the historian's craft class, looked at me like I had just grown horns. Because when you're in grad school, I guess maybe unnaturally. Okay, am I going the right way here? Let's see. East with the pavement. Oh, here we go. There they are. Anyway, so she looks at me like I just grown horns and wonders what the heck I'm even doing. So I feel like a complete and utter idiot at this point because I have no clue what I'm doing as far as my major thesis, my subject matter, and all that. And then I try to figure out who the heck I'm going to talk to, who I want to be my major professor at all. So I end up going to the office of a guy by the name of Dr. Carey. And he had been at the university for a while. He was not old, but he was older. And I remember walking into his office, and I was struck firstly, most professors, you go into their offices and they're very office-y. They're very bare, not a whole lot of furnishings, they all look the same, and so on and so forth. But I walk into Dr. Carey's office, and he's got it painted a different color, he's got all sorts of comfortable furniture around it, which I have no idea how he managed to fit some of that furniture in there. It wasn't that big of an office. But he has all this stuff in there, and I think it was designed, in essence, to put somebody at ease when they walked in, which was exactly what I needed because I was so scared out of my mind that I didn't really know what to do. So I end up going in, and I talk to him, and we talk for a little while. And as it turns out, we talk about what I could do my thesis on, and we talk about all sorts of stuff. And as it turns out, he ends up actually taking me on as a student, as one of his master's students, after about probably 15-20 minutes of conversation with me, in essence, and really all I did was sit here and stammer and stare, and that was really about it. So I always felt fortunate that he did that. He ended up seeing me through all the way to me completing my master's thesis. So it ended up working out really well. And I always kind of felt sorry for the guy because here I am walking in like a deer in the headlights, and the poor guy takes me on after 15 minutes of just us talking about I don't even remember what we talked about, honestly. So I was always really grateful that he did that, because he didn't have to, obviously. If he wanted to, he could have said, no thank you, I don't like that idea, and he could have just booted me out. But he didn't, and I'm really, really grateful to him for that. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with Xeris. Let's see, do I have any medicines on? I don't. Crap, that's not good. Okay, well, we'll just have to hope that they take him out quickly and not kill Vicky, because that would be bad. Yeah, okay, there we go. Good. Whew. Alright, so I think I've pretty much collected all the treasure that I was going to collect in here, so let me go ahead and see if I can find the way out. But another topic I want to bring up to you guys, just a question I want to ask you. Yeah, no kidding. It was just an utter relief. I still don't know why he took me on. I mean, he really just should have kicked me out the door and said forget it. But he was nice enough to let me in. And he was also, another part of it was, he was nice enough to, not just to take me on and such, but I remember when I was getting ready for my last semester for research and thesis, and by the way, Ducknuck, please don't follow my example, it's a bad example, but just saying. So I go in, my final semester of research and thesis. Of course, you're supposed to be finishing up with your thesis, and you're supposed to have, well, not everything together, but it's supposed to be coming together, at least. And so I go in, and I'm talking to Dr. Carey, and he asked me, okay, so it's research and thesis semester, what do you have? Well, what I had was 3 research papers, probably about 20-something pages. I can't remember exactly how long they were, about different subjects that I had done relating to my thesis. So I tell him, Dr. Carey, I've got these papers. And in essence, of course, this is 3 or 4 months before I'm supposed to graduate. So he just kind of looks at me and said, Eric, we've got some work to do. And yeah, he was definitely right, as it turns out. I logged so many miles doing research and so much time at the computer getting my master's thesis ready. As it turned out, it took me an additional 2 semesters to graduate. I was that far from being ready. So yeah, it was kind of rough. But fortunately, he was nice enough to, to put up with me, I guess, when I was doing that. So yeah, it was interesting. It was fun, and it was also a little crazy at the same time. But I made it through, so alright, I think if we step through these doors, it's actually going to be boss fight time, so go ahead and see what we have here. Okay, yeah. Go into the fortress, where we have Alenia waiting for us. You! Alenia? Huh. Who knew you'd get in so easily? No matter. Now that you have, you've played right into my hands. Behold! And she uses a rune, I would assume. Oh no! I knew it. The Twilight rune. Xeris would be the super magician in our party, by the way. As long as we have this rune, we need not fear the Dawn rune. I imagine Gazelle will be most pleased when I bring back the Dawn rune, along with the heads of you rebels. Of course, conveniently forgetting it's the Godwins that invaded in the first place, but, well. You'll rue the day you dared to stand before me. And no, we won't. Cease speaking of things which you do not understand, fool. And just who the hell are you? How dare you address me that way? Do you actually think someone as ordinary as you is capable of mastering that rune? Hey ZBW, how's it going? You showed up just in time. We're about to whoop Alenia's butt. Such insolence. Silence. I could ask you the same question. What makes you so special? Well, the fact that she's got the star rune and can utterly rip you to shreds probably doesn't hurt. Your arrogance is unbearable, and now you'll see that I have more than enough power to bear the Twilight rune. So we get to fight off Alenia and company. For a little bit of background, Alenia, well, the Twilight Rune is one of the 3 runes of Falena. You've got the Sun Rune, which Arshtot has at the beginning of the game, and now Limsleia has possession of it, sort of. Then you have the Dawn Rune, which the Prince picks up about probably quarter of the way through the game. And then Alenia now, of course, has possession of the Twilight Rune. So those 3 runes together are the runes of Falena. And I'm doing pretty well, ZBW. How are you doing? Alright, now, I think most of these Godwyn soldiers are pretty much your average folks. I'm going to try to clean these guys out. Let's see. Humdiddly. Okay, this is pretty much all defensive, or at least mostly. But I'm going to go ahead and apply some offense. I don't really like that attack, so I'm just going to go ahead and do normal. I am actually going to try to not go ahead and just go straight to Meteor Shower, because, yes, I could use it and utterly just rip everybody to shreds, but I don't quite want to do that exactly. So I'm going to go with some of the more conventional tactics, and actually this might hit everybody. Of course, I'll go ahead and use the Dawn Rune. Okay, let's see. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead and do first rune there. Oh, no problem, ZBW. It's great to see you. Glad you can make it in. I was just explaining, we've been... Wow, that didn't hurt her very much. All we've really been doing so far, at least just me yakking, is I've been telling stories from me being a grad student, so... I'm not sure how interesting those stories are, but at least they're for the offing anyway. Oh, wow, that hurt pretty decently. Alright. Oh, good. Vicky chained. That's one great thing about Vicky. She has a pretty high tendency to do chain magic. And if she does, of course, she casts that spell twice in a row, which is fantastic. Alright, speaking of chain spells, each of the skills, or each of the formations you have in Suikoden, or at least in Suikoden 5 anyway, has a formation skill to it. And the formation skill, I've got the sorcery formation right now, which I'll go ahead and show you there. With the formation skill, you have a form skill that in essence is automatic chain magic. So in essence, if you use that, then, well, yeah, Xeris could conceivably do Meteor Shower twice, which is just freaking ridiculous. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I'll just use a couple of comets. There we go. And I don't know if this is actually going to hit anybody, but we'll see, I guess. Oh, it hits Alenia. Okay. Oh, well, she's already sort of down on her luck, so I don't think this boss battle is going to last too terribly long. Especially now that I can pretty much just unleash everybody on her. Alright, I'm actually going to attack with Xeris because she does have the Magic Absorb rune on, so every physical attack I do with her, she recovers 1 magic point. That is, to some degree, why Xeris is so overpowered. I was about to say overrated. Overpowered in this game. So, not too bad. I didn't think it was going to be overly difficult, but with the party I've got and the levels I'm at, I'm in pretty good shape for most of what I'm going to confront right now. So, there you go. I don't know what a red ribbon is, though. I'll have to look into that.
Ridiculous. How could I be defeated? I thought the Twilight Rune would be unstoppable.
And that's why you are a fool.
What?
The Twilight Rune chooses its own host. There's no way it would let someone use its full power if they managed to obtain it through some foolish trick.
Trick? What are you talking about? Are you saying you were chosen by the Dawn Rune? That I wasn't chosen? Impossible! I'm supposed to be the one! Me! What?
Uh-oh, looks like somebody's being rejected here.
I'm not doing any... help!
You fool!
Ruh-roh. And you get a taste of just how powerful Xeris is.
That's what happens authorized to possess the rune. I'll take the Twilight Rune back now, thank you. Who are you?
Dolph!
I wouldn't have cared if they captured you, but if they got the Twilight Rune, Gazelle would be quite upset. Now get a hold of yourself. We're getting out of here.
Okay.
Dolph, by the way, is a
What are you
master
doing?
assassin,
After them!
and Leon's got some history with him. It's a little too much to go into right now. Oh, hey, Zelda Lord, how's it going? I didn't realize you'd walked in. Yeah, the Suikoden games are connected. They're all on the same world, in essence. Some of them are in different areas. I think the first 3 Suikoden games are on the northern continent. The 4th one is in the island areas, which is basically in the middle of the world. And this 5th one is in Falena, which is on the southern continent. So it is connected, but to some degree it's not, because it's in a different area than the other 4 games. So it is, in a sense, separate, but it's all in the same world. Okay, let's see. Alright, I need to go this way, I think. Nope, if I could actually go. Get out of my way, Leon! Oh well. Thought I was going to go through a door, and instead I get a battle. Crap, actually I didn't check and see what that red ribbon was. Doggone it, I'll have to do that after this battle. Alright, well, now that I'm not... yeah, I'll just attack with Xeris. I'm not going to go particularly ape on this one, although I'm about to run out of magic with... or run out of good magic, I guess, with Vicky. Unless, of course, she chain magics, and then we're all good. But you doing well today, Zelda Lord? It's good to see you in here. Thanks for coming in. And Vicky's getting trashed again, because her... Yeah, that is one thing. What I could do, though, is if I had brought... I wish I had thought to bring Jean along. Because if I brought Jean, I could actually have her go ahead and put a rune on my characters that drop the encounter rate. So there is that possibility. Put in more quarters. Well, I think you might be in the wrong place for that there, ZBW. Actually, speaking of which, I haven't been to an arcade in ages, so... Yeah, that's... Wow, okay, that brings back some memories. Mostly of me playing Gauntlet, get the easy ring. Oh gosh, I haven't played Earthbound in too long. I haven't played any of the other Mother games at all, but I haven't played Earthbound in so long, it's not even funny. Alright, come on. I think this should take them out quickly enough. This one last one's holding on. And then Xeris kills him. Okay, that'll work. Oh, the good thing is about this, though, I'm actually getting some levels out of this. I didn't really think I would. I'm a little surprised. Because my characters are since overpowered for where I'm at. Oh, play Mother 3 now. I'm actually what I'm watching is... I'm actually watching Raxby's playthrough of Mother 3, and it looks pretty interesting. I may just go ahead and play it myself when I get some free time. Okay, I have... As far as how the other Suikoden games go, I have only played this one actually fully through. I have played Suikoden 2 for about 2 hours. Oh, they said there's supposed to be a chest in here. Let's see. Oh, I guess it'd help actually if I remember my west from east, so my bad. But I've only played a couple of hours of Suikoden 2, and that is to some degree why I'm going to, whenever I start playing that one, when I LP that one, probably start in a couple of weeks, I think. That's why I'm by and large going to consider it a blind run, because I have played a little bit of it, but not enough that I really have much of any of the plot actually spoiled, so that should help. I really like this one. I have played and beaten it before. From what I've heard as far as just from the community, Suikoden 2 is considered to be the best of the 5 by a pretty decent margin. The majority of people that I've seen as far as message boards and such seem to agree that Suikoden 5 actually is the second best one, I guess? I think it's sort of a toss-up between 5 and 1, maybe. But the consensus I've seen from almost everybody is basically what you'd said, Zelda Lord, that Suikoden 4 is varying degrees of bad to flat-out terrible. Okay, since there's about a 30-second delay or so, what are you guessing? I'm not quite sure. And yes, I'm going to be spamming Meteor Shower just because these are a lot of random encounters, especially against the 4 enemies. It could conceivably take forever if I don't, in essence, spam with Xeris to try to take these things out. There's another moment I want to get to. It's going to be coming up pretty soon if I can navigate my way correctly and not get my west and east mixed up like I just did. And that is, not only are we going to have a boss battle, but we're also going to have a duel as well after I pick up this treasure. There we go. Okay. Let's see. What did I just pick up, these couple of things? That's not what I want to do. Alright, equipment. Yes, what do I have? Okay, the red ribbon. Let's see. Okay, magic plus... Ooh, I want to equip that on somebody. Alright, guardian chain. I've actually got better armor for everybody, so I might equip that on one of my backup characters. But nobody that I have in my party right now can really use that. Although, wow, they can use the Pale Moon Cask. Okay. Let's see. Dark plus 1... Ooh, that would be good on Leon, actually. Or, well, actually, Leon or Belcoot. I've got the Prince in... Okay, Guardian Cask. I think I might actually give it to the Prince, because he's got the lowest defense of my active characters, and that's one of the few prosperity items I don't have on him. You notice I've got the Prince equipped with most of the prosperity armor, and it's actually, it does lower his defense to do so, but it also ups the money that I get from battle a pretty good bit. I mean, as you can see, I've got a decent bit of money. Okay, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. Ooh, yes, very much. I want to get that. I want to... I mean, basically the main reason I got a PlayStation 4 was for Final Fantasy 15, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Persona 5. So yeah, I'm going to be playing all of those whenever I get them. Let's see, does she have any meteors left? Oh, she does. Okay, good. And then I've actually never tried this, so I'm hoping this works. Okay, and then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start using First Ray just because I want to try to speed these battles up. Mostly for y'all's benefit. If it was just me, I'd be going, okay, whatever. But I know you guys want to see what's coming up, and wow, it froze 3 of them. Nice. Ooh, good, Vicky Chain. Then that didn't work. Crap. Oh, well. Sorry, Leon. Oh, it's interesting you mentioned Dissidia. I've never played any of them before, so I'll be curious to see how that goes. Let's see, is Leon... Okay, good, it just teleports her out for the battle. Oh, I was afraid I'd lost her. Alright, let's see. North end of the hall. La 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 la. There we go. Oh, sweet. What do I got? Oh, Triple Harmony. That's an epic skill. Okay, let's see. What's this one? Battle. Really? Okay, yeah. Definitely lots of random encounters. Okay, well, let's see. I don't know if the Swallow Rune's going to do him any good, so I'll just have him attacking. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lean on a lot of my skills, or a lot of my rune magic attacks for everybody else. simply because this dungeon isn't going to last all that much longer, so I don't really see the point in sort of stretching things out. Dissidia is basically Final Fantasy fanfiction. Yeah, I think in essence that's what it amounts to in a lot of ways. Of the Disgaias, I've only played the first one, and I remember that being really fun. I mean, because Laharl is just, well, he's a hoot as a main character, and it's always a little bit of, it's always a lot of fun in regards to playing as the bad guy, so to speak, I guess. But I did balk, though, after you got through a lot of the main stuff. Then it started talking about combining enemies together to get you to level bajillion so that you could go through the extra stuff, and I sort of balked at that, I think. But it was fun. I enjoyed playing the game. It just, oh well, I should have hit auto, I guess. But I probably could have stood to invest more time in it. I don't know why I stopped playing it, really. Kind of wish I hadn't gotten rid of it. Ugh. So what sort of homework are you doing, Pokemon? I'm not sure I could help you much, but... Oh, hey, Big Angry Al, how's it going? I don't think I've seen you in the stream before, so welcome in. It's good to see you. Alright. One thing I want to point out, I don't know if I can do so in here. Let's see. Okay, well, actually, yeah, I think I can show you. The epic skills you see down here at the bottom, they actually are, you notice, their double effect in regards to some of the techniques or some of the stats that go up. I don't think I can equip any of them yet, but at the same time, you notice they are available there, and those that can equip them, I guess you can go ahead and put them on there. Let me see if I can actually equip any on the Prince while I'm at it, and since I'm just sort of playing around here. Dear Lord, the Prince has a lot of epic skills. Holy crap. Okay, well, hopefully that'll come into play later. Alright, let's see. I think we need to go up the stairs here. And then, alright, go down these, I guess. Well, I'm guessing from ZBW recognizing you, you're coming in from the Sanctuary, I'd assume, Mr. Owl, sir? If I may call you that. Oh, you didn't miss a whole lot. I'm just basically going through trying to finish off some of these extra super duper random encounters before I get to the main cheese. Okay, actually, let me go ahead and attack with Xeris because the magic absorb rune gives back 1 magic point from the lowest used statistic or the lowest used level. So if I keep attacking with low magic, it's going to keep recovering low magic. So I want to be using attack so that I can get some of the high magic back, I guess. I can call you Godly Awesome Owl. Well, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Godly Awesome Owl, sir. Thank you for joining me. That's what I love about having Richard as my point man in the party. Basically, he is almost unbeatable because his technique is so high that he evades almost everything that you throw at him. It really is amazing. I like it a lot, and let's hope that this actually works this time, please, so that I don't teleport a party member away again like I did last time. You mentioned me streaming Suikoden 5. I've only actually been doing it for a couple of weeks. I've only really been streaming it. Would you quit that, Vicky? Oh well, there goes my front man. Just when I was saying, oh, it's great to have Richard as a front man, then he goes, oi. Well, thank you, I appreciate it. I've only actually been streaming 5 for probably a couple of weeks, and I will admit straight off, I have an FAQ that I am following to make this work. Mostly because I want to 100% the game, So I've had this sucker just right alongside me all the way, and it's worked pretty well. It's a really good FAQ, actually. If you want to play the game, I'll go ahead and recommend it to you. It's on GameFAQs. It's an FAQ by 29 Rooks. It is really good. So I recommend you do that, and now I have lost track of where I was in the in the walkthrough, so let me pan back to it just a second. Okay, here we go. Alright. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Let me go ahead and actually point to that attack a little bit more. The ready attack teleports a foe, but if it fails, it teleports you away. So it's very much a risk-reward sort of thing. But fortunately, and it teleported Leon away in that battle 2 or 3 battles ago, but it actually doesn't teleport them away for good, which is fantastic. It just teleports them away for the battle. So I'm not too particularly concerned about it. Oh, nice. She evaded. Sweet. Okay, well, since these guys aren't going down very easily, especially without Richard laying the smackdown on them. Alright, Xeris, you're up. I'll go ahead and use the single attack with Xeris, just because I don't want to waste Comet on just 2 enemies. And, of course, I say that and I'm contemplating using the Dawn rune, but that's not going to work that well either, actually. Because that's a column attack, and the column, obviously, is only going to hit 1 enemy. Come on. There we go. Come on, go down. Go down. There you go. Good job, Belcoot. Unfortunately, though, the only bad thing about the other bad thing, I guess, about the party member being teleported away is they don't get experience either. Okay. Well, I do find it interesting, just from reading the walkthrough, I knew that Vicky appeared basically in every Suikoden. And so that, I guess, is one of the party members ruined for me in Suikoden 2 when I play through it, or when I do the blind playthrough. Alright. Well, looks like now we come up to the door to try to rescue the princess.
Mia Keys? Prince Leon, it's been a while, hasn't it? You both look well. What are you doing here, Mia Keys?
It doesn't matter. Now get out of the way.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't do that. Did somebody tell you to guard this door? If they did, then they're just using you to help Elenia get away. I don't mind. I am a Queen's Knight after all. So what if you're a Queen's Knight? Does that mean you take orders from Gazelle or Elenia? You don't understand. Being a Queen's Knight is really the only thing that I have left. But Mia Keys?
Just for a little bit of context before I move on, Miyakis is Lemslia's protector. And so this is what makes this especially tragic, because we're trying to rescue the princess, we're trying to rescue Lemslia, but as a result, we end up having to fight her to try to get through to the princess, and it doesn't really matter what we choose. I'll try to go ahead and recruit her anyway, but it doesn't really matter what we choose.
A Queen's Knight must never abandon her duty. Because of that. If you want me to get out of your way, you'll just have to defeat me.
And you can tell...
No!
You can tell, of course, that Miyakis doesn't really want to do this, but she is anyway. So now we get to engage in a duel battle. Alright, now the duel battles in essence are rock, paper, scissors.
You're taking on a Queen's Knight.
And I will admit, I don't remember quite right offhand what you counter with. Alright, I assume this is an attack, so I'm going to use special. And okay, I did get that one right.
Hey, that really hurt.
Okay, I'm assuming she's going to defend, so I'm going to attack. You have to be really quick trigger on this. Okay, I'm going to assume it's going to be the same thing. Oh, okay, we countered each other. Alright, come on. Oh, no. Alright, I want to win, I want to win, I want to win. Button mash, button mash, button mash! There we go. Okay.
Guess you are a boy after all.
Alright, I'm assuming this is going to be a special, so I'm going to defend. Oh, well, whoops. Wrong one. Okay.
Time for you to
Alright, that's going to be a special. So I'm going to do an attack. And that was a bad move on my part. Okay. Crap, I missed that one.
Oh my.
Okay, that's going to be, I assume, okay, special, so that was a bad move on my part too. Sorry, I'm missing some of these cues here.
All right, no time to recover.
That's going to be an attack, so let's do special. There we go, good. Alright. Okay, special, so I'm going to defend. Alright, that was crap. Okay, I thought she was going to do special attack. Alright, that's defend, so I assume it's attack time.
Hey, that really hurt. Are you trying
Okay,
to make me
defend, so I'm going to do attack. And I think one more hit should take care of this, I believe.
Hey, that
Okay,
really
yep,
hurt.
alright,
Are you
we got
trying
it.
to make me cry?
I do like at the end of these duels
I lost.
that you don't just straight out kill them. It's just basically they surrender.
No fair, Prince. When did you get so strong? What happened to that boy? The cute boy that the princess used to push around. He's... Prince, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't protect the princess anymore. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Mia,
Okay, I didn't want to talk through the scene, in essence. Alright. Okay, well, hey, we're in control of Leads, who is, by the way, the prince's aunt. And, Owl, as far as having played Suikoden 2, I will admit Suikoden 5 is the first one that I had played. And, like I mentioned, I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't really until much later that I sort of looked a little bit more into the game series and then got the idea that Suikoden 2 was so good, was basically all that in a bag of chips, pretty much. So what I ended up doing was, it was actually shortly after I had started at the Sanctuary, so this is probably October or November or so. Uh-oh. Oh, it's Dolph. Hey, what's up, Dolph? Huh. Great, what are you doing here? Now, what is Dolph doing here? But it was shortly after I had started after I'd started at the Sanctuary. Oh, hey, Gene. And so I was sort of wanting to get ideas for my third LP after I was finishing up Chrono Trigger at that time, and I was about to start Wild Arms. So I was wanting to get ideas for my third LP, and what I ultimately did was I included Suikoden 2 as one of the choices. But I also, and I might be kicking myself for this for the next 3 or 4 months actually, but I included an option as well to play through it blind. I had played a little bit of it, a couple of hours of it, enough to know that I liked the game, but also enough that it wouldn't be so much of a spoiler in regards to the story of the game. I'd just be able to know some of the mechanics. And the folks in the forum chose for me to play the game blind in overwhelming margin, so I've respected their wishes and I haven't played any more of it since. Okay, now, I've got to admit I'm not quite sure what they're talking about here. I assume it is the stuff with the Twilight Rune, I would guess. Huh, okay. So the Sun Rune apparently didn't work too well. Okay. I'm guessing what they're talking about is trying to find ways to artificially control the runes instead of the runes being, in essence, choosing their masters, I suppose. Now, in the story, the Dawn Rune did choose the prince, so we are wielding it legitimately, and that's why Xeris is with us in the party, because we're not abusing it, because we're actually respectful of the power. Okay. Well, okay, that's good. In essence, what I aim to do when I do begin LPing Suikoden 2 is I want to try to get as close to 100% as I can. At the same time, though, I know that playing it blind, I am probably not going to make 100%. I'm pretty aware of this because I'm having to use a walkthrough point by point just to stay 100% with Suikoden 5. Okay, so, well, we have saved Doraat. Hooray! Yay! We got another town, basically. Alright. So, now Alenia, I guess, still has the Twilight Rune for now, anyway. And I'm kind of waffling back and forth a little bit as far as actually voicing the dialogue or just giving you guys a few moments to read through it. In essence, because, well, partially because of time concerns. Because I am going to be, probably in about 10 minutes or so, I am going to be drawing the stream to a close because I do have to go tutor a little bit later, so I've got to go to work. But also because I do voice my my dialogue in my LPs, and I've gotten some positive, some negative feedback about that, so I'm trying to, in essence, strive for a happy medium, I guess. So, alright, see you later, Pokemon. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, I appreciate that, Zelda. I'm going to try to do as best as I can, but I also know I'm going to have to really sharpen my observation skills. For instance, with some of the scenes in Suikoden 5, it's much more difficult, if not impossible, to recruit some of these characters if you don't view some of the early introduction scenes. And you're talking as early as within maybe the first hour or two of the game, you could conceivably miss recruitment scenes for some of these characters. Or not recruitment, introduction scenes, I mean. So I'm definitely going to have to be sharp about that sort of thing when I play through too. Alright, so looks like good to know Miyakus is on our side now. Or, I guess, mostly on our side. Yay! So we get the Queen's Knight in our party! Yee! Alright, so I have to see what we do need to do about getting that Twilight Rune back. Why didn't they ever let me try it? Wow, listen to Miyakus. She's a little confident. Okay, yeah, good question about the qualifications and such. Let's see what she has to say. Oh! Is she not going to answer us? Oh, well, alright. Sileid's a bit distracted, I guess, huh? Lucretia is the game's tactician, and in essence, really from what I can tell just playing through the game, nothing gets past her. So you definitely want to make sure, in essence, as we go through the game, to pretty much, I mean, we've in essence been forced to do everything she said, but she seems to be on top of virtually everything. Yeah, proved to be exceedingly difficult. That's one way to put it, that's for darn sure. Xeris is incredibly mysterious, and that's, well, kind of part of the point, I guess. Alright, but I guess we get to go ask her anyway. Oh well. And we get to go back to headquarters. I don't think I've mentioned this in any of the other streams I've done, but this headquarters theme, the second headquarters theme, is one of my favorites in the game, or one of my favorite pieces of music. And I can't go up any further. Okay, I'll just have to go up the stairs. But I like this one. I like the world theme, the travel theme. And, well, I mean, because the tactician characters are so smart. I mean, obviously you like somebody who, well, is one sharp cookie, I guess. But I like the headquarter theme. I like the world map theme. And then there was a third one. I don't remember what the third one was that I really liked. Anyway, Xeris is up here, so I guess we get to go talk to her. I can tell by your faces that you've come with questions. Yeah, you could say that. We've got a few. Oh, we're actually going to extract something from her. Wow. Huh. Nice. Oh, okay, we get more than one scene, I suppose. Huh. Oh. Whoa.
Who are you?
Please forgive me for my sudden intrusion. My name is Legnot. I am the guardian of the true runes.
The true runes?
Of the 27 true runes, the Sun Rune has always shown itself to be especially powerful. It even burned an entire kingdom to the ground in a single night, a kingdom that once thrived on this very land. And because of its unique power, it took that barren wasteland and restored it to the fertile green land it is today. Both the Twilight Rune and the Dawn Rune are magically tied together to the inherent power of the Sun Rune. The destiny of the Sun Rune and all that depend on it has been set in motion. You, the host of the Dawn, you and your friends have placed yourselves in the path of that destiny. Zerase, you're there, aren't you? You, traveler of the night and bearer of stars, you can see them, can't you? The stars that guide people's destinies?
What? Are you trying to give me an order? Very well. The names of the ones destined by the stars who have chosen to fight by your side will appear here.
But please remember this. The stars are only guides. Destiny does not determine a person's future. 'Tis a person's will that determines destiny. I will be watching to see where your struggles will lead. The Sun Rune.
Well, that was certainly mysterious. Hey, Legnot! And, of course, no wonder everybody else is confused. Well, I don't really have much of an idea of what's going on with the greater destinies of the runes. A 4-game-old tradition? What do you mean? I mean, I guess is it just a tradition that she never opens her eyes, or that she's maybe blind, or what? I'm not really sure. And, of course, now I find out I've been pronouncing Zerase's name wrong the whole time I've been playing and streaming and all that stuff, so crap. Oh well. Okay, well, I guess we have some direction to go in, I suppose. Although she didn't really tell us a whole lot at all as far as exactly what to do. She just sort of made us aware of the greater purpose of everything. So, that's that. Here is the tablet, which we can look at, and we can see all of the stars of destiny that we have in the party. I've collected a pretty fair number of them, and how do you... Oh, you just go down, okay. I've collected a pretty fair number, although I have not recruited nearly as many characters as there are in the game. Of course, you see, you just keep on panning down the list and it keeps going and going and going like the friggin' Energizer Bunny. So, in essence, if you want to check up on characters, you can do that here. Alright, let's see. A giant rock. Yeah. I would go stone tap. Hey, George! What's up, George? How you doing? Oh, wow, okay. Dang, Miyakis. Miyakis, rather, sorry. Miyakis, it's great to... Rutrow? Wow, okay, these two used to get along really well, so what the world's going on? Spar with her old pal George. I don't think it'd be any contest. George is incredibly powerful. Heard rumors you were conspiring with the prince. What do you mean conspiring? Oh, right, okay, yeah. George was basically the fall man for the assassination of the queen. So, yeah, the whole thing, yeah, it's all the Godwin's fault. Of course, in this game, it actually is all the Godwin's fault, pretty much. Well, that didn't show us very much. I think actually in Suikoden 5 he joins 10 levels higher than the main character as well. George, say something, anything! And he says nothing. That pretty well an indictment. I have to admit, given the gravity of this scene, given that they're talking about Miyakis and George coming to blows, I'm a little surprised they didn't voice this. Because, I mean, the murder of the queen, and that's partially what set all this off, so I'm a little surprised this isn't being voiced. So, wow, I mean, she's really just going after him. Okay, I'm afraid I've missed a reference. Stephen George? I'm afraid I'm not following. So, help. Oh, well. I guess silence speaks louder than any words could have. Or actions speak louder than words, I suppose. Oh, well, okay. George is just gonna... okay. I didn't know his last name was George. I've watched a little bit of Stephen Plays, mostly when he's done stuff with some of the Runaway guys, or Chugga Conroy or some of those, but I've not actually watched his channel, so, okay. Well, now the gaps are filled in, thanks. You handle the rest. I won't. Oh, yeah. Speaking of the snake, I actually will probably go ahead and show you the snake in a minute. Yes, we get a big giant snake as part of our retinue, as part of the group. Alright, well, oops. Yes, I'm awake, and even if I wasn't, you would have woken me up, Miyakis. Thanks a lot. So she's going to wake us up to apologize. Okay. About being, well, I wouldn't say clueless exactly. I would more just say that, I mean, she was carrying out her duty to protect the princess. That was her main objective, I guess. But all the same, and it's not as though she really has anything to apologize for, I would say. Now, I think we'll find out a little bit more about George's role in all of this later as we get closer toward the end of the game. Well, I guess that's really the thing about Giselle Godwin. He is, as we see, those of you who've played through the game know, he is a master manipulator. He is good at really getting people to do what he wants and what he's engineering for them. Alright, thanks for coming, Ducknut. Good to see you. Farewell, Duck Hunt. Huh. Wow, okay. Lots of story stuff. Crap, okay. Your commander ship. I think that's the first time I've ever heard anybody called your commander ship. That's just well, that's a bit of a mouthful. Enough hyperbole. Okay, so now Alenia is going to have the Twilight Rune removed. That's no fun. And Giselle is in the outfit of the commander of the Queen's Knights, which basically is what you might call the first, I don't know, I guess you'd call it the first husband if, say for instance, we had a female president, which we may very well in 2 years. I guess Bill Clinton would be the first husband? I don't know. But that's in essence what Giselle sort of functions as. He is commander of the Queen's Knights. He can't be king of Felena because Felena is a queendom, but he is in essence the second in command, so to speak, if you want to think of it that way. Huh. Wow. I mean, Giselle really can cloak his insults. Another way in which he's a master in a lot of senses. So, unfortunately, Alenia loses her power over the Twilight Rune, I suppose.
This is no time to be distracted by runes. You guys talk big, but you ended up losing Doraat to the enemy. When did the great Queen's Knights and the powerful Godwin family become so utterly useless? Just where have all your schemes and plans gotten us now?
Your Majesty!
You have every right to be angry, Your Majesty. I must admit that I too underestimated the rebel army. And I certainly never expected such trickery from your esteemed brother. You know, I have very little respect for dirty tactics.
You're one to talk about dirty tactics. You just haven't earned the loyalty of the people, that's all. Brother simply took advantage of that. I figured that out, and I'm just a child. Why didn't you?
Ooh, burn.
That's it. No wonder you can't beat him. If you guys can't get the job done, then I have no choice. I'll go into battle to stop the war myself.
Your Majesty, are you saying you would subjugate your own brother?
Need I repeat myself? The Queen of Felena must do everything she can so that her people can live in peace, no matter what risk needs to be taken. My mother taught me that.
So we must do everything we can in our power to end this war, right?
But Your Majesty, that in no way means you have to go to the front line personally. And of course, as your husband, I don't want to see my beloved wife go off to the battlefield.
Lies, all lies. I've already told you my wishes. That was an imperial order from your queen. I will not tolerate disobedience.
As you wish, Your Majesty. I'll arrange the troops for you right away.
Alright, so we have control of the prince again. Hooray! Now, I do want to show off the snake before we go. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the snake has moved... I think it's moved across the water. I believe across this way, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think he is over here. Go down to the docks. And actually, not only do we have a snake, we have more than just a snake. We have a giant turtle, too. So, yes, we've got a couple of big animals in the party here. Gino is the wise old snake. And, of course, Byakuren, or Byakuren, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, is the giant snake and is not nearly as literate, or not nearly as, I guess, prevalent in the human tongue. But there's your giant animals of the party, I guess. Gino gets to do the talking for Byakuren. Okay, let's see. How am I looking? Okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and head back to the prince's room and save. And I'm going to go ahead and close off the stream here because I need to be getting on to work. So, thank y'all for coming in. I really appreciate, if I could talk right, you guys coming by. If any of you are new in here and you want to check out the channel, I've got a link at the bottom of the page. You can check that out on YouTube and do whatever you wish with it, of course. But I will be back here to stream more Suikoden 5 next week, next Monday, and hopefully I'll be able to get back more on a regular schedule with everything else, too. So, thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and close off the stream now, and I will see you guys either here, or in the Sanctuary, or in the FC, or, well, pretty much all of it. So, thank you guys for stopping by. I'll see y'all later.